Hi, it's Chris here. Yeah, still under the glasses with red hat on. Just to tell you, ChRiSlive is still alive in exile in Marista, in the region of Herzegovina, Montenegro. And I've just added another log and emailed it to government offices, to various alternative media and so on, about the situation here and situation in the world. Key things are the prejudice, the bias, the racism within the so-called sympathy and support for a nation besieged by Russian forces, but that basically USA Corp, war business, and NATO provoked this and exactly wanted this, because this then justifies yet another big budget for making weapons and recruiting young men to join the forces against the so-called monster of Russia. What is really ridiculous is when people talk about communist Russia, because it's as capitalist as the USA is, maybe more so in some ways. I'm not a fan of Putin, but he was pushed to do something. Imagine if you take a contrary situation, imagine how any USA idiot president would have reacted had another force lined up its military and forces along the frontier of Canada, Mexico, or as before, 50 years ago exactly, the location of missiles in Cuba virtually put the world on the edge of World War III. Well, I believe we're already in World War III. It's just a different world war. It's against, for me, it's real true socialism, true reds, against the 1% that are manipulating you into doing stupid things. Where were all the hosts and I mean, they're flying and they're offering subsidies of rent and so on here, even here in Montenegro, to refugees because they're white-faced. And they include Nazis, by the way, that they're helping. They're sending troops, sending weapons and so on, support to people who are certainly not open to multi-ethnic society. I was in Kiev 3 times, just after the war came down, and for other reasons. Classified, shall we say. And none of us saw a coffee-coloured, brown or black face in all my time in Kiev, or in almost every other Eastern European country, including Montenegro. Last time I saw anyone with that sort of coloured face was when I had a visitor, an Indian, basically Indian-born guy who was living with his girlfriend in Poland, who'd been in Europe quite a time and was used, shall we say, to the prejudice. I believe that people have to stop stop the escalation of war, stop voting for governments who encourage war business, stop the legalised drug business of big pharma, stop buying the rubbish, look for alternative ways to get yourself fit. And I'm fed up with bugs that begin with C, IA. Not to say that the CIA made these bugs, but could have done, might have done, had reasons to do, and so I would never roll it out that they want to keep you in fear, and you play the game. What made me also ironically smile was that with all the pollution that you, the sheeple, you cause, it's actually quite logical that we're going to get poison in the air. The atmosphere is full of poisons caused by pollution, factory farming and all sorts of terrible things that you support by the way you live, the pollution from traffic. I see there's still jets flying across the sky, and they're not only military. You cause it. So, stop the war, stop big pharma, stop racism, stop big business, stop using oil, stop fossil fuel, stop it, because there's no way back. Maybe you can stop the world from having a global tsunami. I doubt it. But if you've got a heart and a mind, then ask yourself what you did to contribute to the demise of humanity. And on that happy note, if anyone's available, 15th of April is memorial again, always, for the 97 murdered by the UK government in 1989, and it's also the anniversary of me going into coma in 1995. 1 week later I woke up, and 22nd of April is Easter here. What a coincidence. Anyway, if you can get over here, don't. Yeah, come slowly, alright? Doesn't cause more pollution getting here, but if you're around, come visit. You can visit me in exile in the independent state here, which is now under Freedom and Union NGO control. May your good go with you.
Ako se sjećate nekada davno, imali smo i bijelu kao vrhunski klub u Jugoslaviji, ženski klub, također to. Mislim da se trebamo